Paul was too busy but laughing to himself, and apparently,
You just decided to start without me.
yeah. I mean, it could be a solo man show. We could just stare at the camera.
Sorry, I'm being delightful on Twitter. I couldn't interrupt it.
I had a bingo card of things I thought you might say.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't one of them. You know what I do appreciate, though, Paul Throp?
What's that?
Is that it is hotter at my house than it was in Punta Cana last week. It is.
Yeah.
It's a spicy meatball out there.
We were woken up by incredible lightning and thunder. Well, thunder would have been the thing that really woke us up, obviously. But that once a year incredible, like bam, explosive lightning. My dog was cowering in the basement. My cats were nowhere to be seen, probably hiding under a or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's not going to get, I thought it was going to get stupid hot.
Yeah, weekend's supposed to be nice, which is good.
Oh, tomorrow. We're getting that tomorrow. 87.
Yeah. I mean, that's still warm, but it's...
87? I don't know. In this part of the country, that's sweltering.
I don't know. Well, considering yesterday was like 97, I'll take...
Hey, Mexico City got hail. Anything can happen.
Dude, they
now.
got like snow or something too, or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it was hail. It was hail. It was so much hail. It looked
Oh,
like
that was
snow.
hail.
Yeah. Yep. Oh. Crazy.
Yellowstone's
It had to have
underwater
been
too.
70 degrees on the ground, but up in the atmosphere somewhere, probably from some chemical company in the United States. It was.
What's DuPont been up to these days?
Yeah, exactly. Ruining the environment, probably.
Well, Yellowstone's underwater. If you haven't paid attention to that one at all, there's a great video of a house falling into a river and just floating away.
This is how we live now, I guess. As I've said so many times to my children, I'm sorry for the world we left you. I didn't have anything to do with it personally, but I'm pretty sure my generation is responsible for it. You know, we grew up in the 80s. We don't give a shit. You know?
I always appreciate when people and we'll say my family, region or whatever, and say, your generation. I'm like, you mean the ones you raised? Like, we are...
Yeah, exactly.
This is...
You mean your responsibility.
We didn't raise ourselves. So
Every time there's a bad child in a restaurant or a barking dog in some neighbor's house, it's not that thing. It's the parent. It's the adult.
Yeah.
You know, that isn't doing their job.
Which is why, Paul Thurrott, when my kid woke up this morning and she wasn't getting dressed fast enough, I shut off the TV.
Wow.
I am brutal.
Triggering what I hope was an epic and historic meltdown.
Not quite. It was more of, she's like, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, you're moving at the speed of slow, and we need to move at the speed of fast, and you can't do both.
Yep. I know you thought you were on summer vacation, but we still have a schedule to maintain.
Yeah, like you got summer camp that is conveniently dropped off this week at 9, which is why we start late or whatever, and I drop her off, and then she comes home and whatever. It's fine. She's a good kid. She comes home and she comes home and we make her do math. We're great parents. Like, she gets home from summer camp, like, what are we going to do? It's like, flashcards. And she's like, oh my God, my parents are the worst.
Well, I'm sure that's not true.
The worst part might have come out of her mouth a couple times, but...
The worst.
You know, like this is... I don't think she called us the worst. I think she said, this is the worst.
Yeah, no, in your privileged middle-class lifestyle.
Yes. What country were you in last week, sweetie?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways. Yeah. There's probably some things going on in the universe, maybe.
Are there?
I don't know, not really. I mean, Qualcomm wanted antitrust against Apple.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting.
Or an appeal, I should say. It wasn't against Apple, was it?
Yeah, it was. Well, actually, not against Apple, but colluding with Apple.
Yes, that's what it was. I knew Apple was related to that.
To ensure that Qualcomm chipsets were the only ones available on the iPhone. Mm-hmm. They won this one because the EC, the European Commission, made some procedural mistakes, which is basically like you want on a technicality kind of a thing. But also because they looked at the market at the time and they were like, well, it's not like Apple had a choice of other companies. There were no other companies making these chipsets. Okay. Well, there you go. Don't worry, Apple's still colluding illegal with companies. It's
no, I'm sure. I mean, you don't get to the top without a little gray area ish.
I see. Keep telling people if you want to know what that company's all about, you got to look at that UK report. You know,
that was a good one.
Whatever. Oh, it's amazing. It's it goes on and on, and it's too much. I think the part of the problem is most people they just won't be able to get through it. It's just too much stuff. But it is an astonishing teardown of their business practices. It's excellent.
I'd love to see them do that. Like, can we get them to do that quarterly? Like, can we get a Microsoft, a Google, an Oracle?
Yeah, there's probably more coming. I mean, I assume that whoever's looking at them in the EU and the USA and wherever else is doing a similar amount of legwork or whatever. But I thought that was really nicely done. So
yeah, if you want a new build of Windows, there's 25, 140 is floating about.
Would they screw up in this build?
I don't know. So here, take this with a grain of salt. Take it with a grain of salt. So the last patch Tuesday that came out broke all of our apps. Well, not all of them. Broke like Start 11 and Fences 4, which is the way these two apps operate are really differently. So to have them both break at the same time is a little odd. So like you install the thing, then you reboot, and then it installs it. Like when you booted into Windows, they were both broken on a couple different machines. But when you rebooted again, they were fine.
Interesting.
So kind of speculating that maybe that patch that they installed didn't quite like clear the system all the way.
It's weird because they don't usually release things too early.
So there's that. There was something else that was floating around that we didn't get to. I mean, the next gen iPad looks like Apple's like all on the USB-C train, which is how they're going to get more money out of my stupid wallet.
Yep. And they're doing it in their typical drawn out schedule, you know.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it's really annoying, but it's also brilliant because they know exactly what they're doing, and they're getting you to buy both.
You know, they're a company that will financially benefit from this too, right? They'll act like, oh, we fought the good fight. You know, we did this as long as we could. We don't want to. We're trying to reduce e-waste. We don't want all those extra cables out in the world doing nothing and everything. It's like, yeah, no, actually, you're kind of the master of the whole supply chain thing. Like what you're looking at is how do we maximize our revenues by doing this at the exact right time to cause a mass purchase of these stupid cables. You know, it's
even better than that, Paul Thurrott. It's even better than that because they know that they can mail it in on the first iPhone that has USB-C. They know they can. Right. Because the focus is going to be people like me going, I don't care what's in there. I just want to have one cable that I need charges everything, and I'm going to buy that stupid phone.
Yeah, and then they'll be like, you know, like on the last couple of iPhones, you made like a ProRes video, and it took like 1 day and 37 hours to download it to your computer. Well, now it happens in 15 seconds because we put USB-C on there. Mm-hmm. It's like, guys, you could have done this years ago.
But yeah, but why? It's like they look at it and say, look, we know what features will get phones to sell. And they come to a year and like, okay, this will be the year we do C. We'll just do C. We'll give a slight camera refresh, a little performance bump, maybe be like whatever. We'll just make it simple. I actually
think it's even worse than that in a way. If you think about something like the iPad as an obvious example, like we have this product, people are starting to use it for more and more. Like we added like creativity apps to it, and it's like, look, you know, usage really surged. Like we should turn this thing into a laptop. Oh wait, we already sell laptops. So all right, here's what we're gonna do. Over 15 years, where every year we're going to make a tiny step toward this thing. We're going to do it in like the most Apple-y way imaginable. You know, like here's an idea. The first time we do the mouse cursor thing, just bear with me. This will be hilarious. It will be an accessibility feature. We'll tout it because we love accessibility. That's what we're doing. And then we'll be like, wow, you know, we found something interesting. People who don't need accessibility features started using this thing because they wanted a mouse pointer. So the next version, we'll just put the mouse pointer in. It'll be like normal, you know. And then you look back 15 years later and you'll be like, what is this product again? Mm-hmm. Like, what is this thing? It's completely different.
It's a toaster fridge, Paul.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, as annoying as it is.
Two turkeys don't make an eagle? Was that the...
Do they on a golf course, though? Well, there's no real turkey shot, I guess. So maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's stupidly effective. It's annoying because it will probably get me to buy a new iPad.
Yeah, I think the stutter step release thing is what enables that thing you were talking about, which is the periodic upgrade, right? They have an understanding of how often people would upgrade. And if you do two big bang releases in a row or one every 2 or 3 years, that's not going to be enough to get people to upgrade.
Right.
But if it's 5, 6, whatever years down the road, they'll be like, oh, no, I got to get this thing, you know? Because then they'll have by that time, they'll have the whole backlog of improvements they've made over time, and it will start to make sense.
Yeah. Or
I mean, they're good at this kind of thing.
The problem that's going to come down to is the low hanging fruit's going to be the watch. But at least I'll go from 3 cables to 2 cables, unless here's what they're going to do.
Wireless, right? It'll just be
Yeah.
wireless. It is wireless charging, right? Anyway, right? So that swap out will be. You're not going to have a USB-C port on the watch, right?
No, but what they should enable, the thing that would put it over the top, which would be great, is you should be able to take your stupid watch and put it on the back of your stupid phone, and it would charge.
Oh, you mean like Android phones have had for 8 years?
Like other modern devices.
Yeah. What would you call that? Like reverse wireless charging or something?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well, Apple will come up with
Magic
something.
Back.
Yeah.
MagSafe 2.0.
Apple would call it something dumb like Power Back, and then it would get out of hand.
You're right. Exactly. Yep.
Now with Power Back power. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, the first version will be 5 watts.
They should call it the Sherpa, right?
The what? The Sherpa. Right. Well, they do have names like that. They could call it the Piggyback.
The Piggyback. And then they could rename Apple Wallet the Piggy Bank.
Baby Back.
Why do people listen?